Peace, peace, peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, Tiger Toledo. You already know what it is, man. You rocking with the best. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to go live on Instagram. I want to share something powerful I learned today, man. All right, so we should be. Nope. Hold on. My bad. Hold on, y'all. All right. All right, cool. So I am trying some new software, right? I'm trying some new software right now. It's called StreamYard. StreamYard. Hold on, yeah. Because I was looking for something that can help me stream on different platforms, and StreamYard looks to be a good one. I'm liking it. Shout out to Vince and Justin for putting me on to that. But here's what I wanted to talk to you guys. And you know, I know it's Friday. It's Friday night. City opened up again. Everybody out here popping bottles, champagne sipping, wood grain gripping, and they doing all that cool stuff, right? But for those of you that are in the grind, like I'm still in the grind, I am in it, right? I'm creating videos for the students on Notary Cashflow Academy. But there was something really interesting that I learned. I learned this thing called talent stacking. How many of you guys know what talent stacking is? Talent stacking. So this guy, a shout out to Alex Hermosi, blew my mind with this. This dude makes like $100 million a year. Blew my mind with this shit, right? He gave a really good example of what talent stacking was, right? Let me try to adjust this lighting. Because my goal is to get this studio shit right, man. I'm going to get this studio stuff right. Okay. So he gave a really good analogy using Jay-Z. I'll write it down so I don't mess it up. So he said, when Jay-Z first started, he was really good in rhyming, right? That was his first talent, was rhyming. Then he became good in pretty much selecting the beats. Like he's really good in selecting beats. A lot of people don't know that. He's really good in selecting beats for his lyrics, right? So he became good in selecting beats. Now he has two really good skills, rhyming and selecting beats. So he's stacking his talent. Then he learned the art of business. So he stacked another part of another talent he had to learn in order to make himself more valuable. From that point, he built a label. Then he went to learn how to acquire different artists that had other artists in groups. So he was constantly stacking and constantly adding to his talent. Then he rolls out into this type of business. Then he, got into the fashion business with Rockaware. Then he got into the streaming business. Then he got into the liquor business. just kept stacking and stacking and stacking his talents on top of each other to the point where he becomes really, 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 really valuable. So it made me question now myself on, am I talent stacking? Which I am. I definitely am talent stacking. But it helped me realize that I suck in a lot of areas, right? So if you find out that you are stuck in a certain income bracket, right? Like for whatever reason, you can't get past that 50,000 mark. You keep making the same 50,000 every single year, and you're an entrepreneur. That shows that you suck in other areas. That means if you are stuck, it's because you suck in a specific area. You have not stacked another talent to make yourself even more valuable, which was powerful. And so when I heard this, I was like, wow, okay. So here was my thing, right? I'm really good in sales, right? Like I'm like beast mode when it comes to sales, right? Like way before the Dan Locks, way before, the Bryant, Brian Tracy schooled me on some stuff too, Zig Ziglar. So I learned from some old school cats, man. Those guys put me on the heavy game in their book. Thank goodness for them writing their book. But when I first started, I was a receptionist. I did not have any sales skills. So what I did, I went to Barnes and Noble and learned how to become better at sales, right? So that was my first official real talent. I learned that. After I learned the art of sales, I learned the art of closing the deal, right? So sales and closing are two different things. For a lot of people, you might look at sales and be like, oh, it's the same shit. No, sales and closing are two different things. I know a lot of good salespeople. They're terrible closers. What's the difference, right? The salesperson is the one that's going to persuade the person and say, hey, we got this great product. This is what it do. They tell you, they know all about the features and benefits. They know everything, the nooks and crannies about the products, the services, everything else. But when it comes time to get that prospect to reach into their pocket and pay and actually make a payment, make that transaction, they freeze up. They freeze up. So sales and closing are two different things. And you'll notice that if you start to purchase those books. So my first talent, and for you guys that are tuning in on YouTube and Instagram, I'm talking about a very, very valuable skill that I learned today, which is called talent stacking. Talent stacking. So the first talent that I had to teach myself was sales, okay? Because I needed to learn that art. I knew, but one of my first bosses, right, in my working career, he said, if you learn sales, you will never, ever, ever be broke in life again. And I said, done. I'm going to learn it. I read every book that I could possibly get my hands on. I still study sales, but there has to be a time where you have there will be a time where you master that skill, and then you have to go to that next level. So my next level was I had to learn closing more deals, right? Once I started learning closing more deals, my closing percentage went up. So if it was like 12% that I was closing, now it was 20%, 30%, 33%, 40%. It just helped out, right? So, all right, now I'm learning that, and I've said, all right, what else? What else can I learn to stack on top of that? So I started learning sales copy, or copywriting, some people will call it. I like to call it sales copy, right? This is another talent that I had to learn. sales copy. Then I had to learn. Now, what you're doing is you're making yourself so valuable that because you're stacking different talents on top of each other, right? So after I learned sales, after I learned closing, after I learned sales copy, now I want to learn email marketing, right? So I can inject sales, so I can inject closing, so I can inject sales copy into the email marketing, right? Now I'm entering a whole different space now. I'm in the marketing side of things. So now I have to choose a channel that I want to master, right? Is it going to be Facebook? Is it going to be YouTube? Is it going to be Instagram? Early on, my social media platform of choice was MySpace. I went all out in MySpace. I did everything on MySpace. What that did, it helped me understand what social media was about, right? Sending out a broadcast. It also helped me with email marketing as well. Didn't even know it because I wasn't even in email marketing yet. But you have to continually add new talent into your portfolio, your personal portfolio, because that's what makes you valuable. So once I started doing that, I was like, all right, now I got the email marketing. I understand sales. I understand closing. I understand sales copy. I'm still learning sales copy, actually. I want to go into leadership and teaching and building a team. So those were the new talents that I had to teach myself. So it makes everything so much more valuable. So now when I analyze a company or I jump into a situation where I'm going to help a company out, I'm that much more valuable, which in turn pays me more money for a shorter period of time. So I'll come into a situation and I know how to analyze a business. I understand what pain points are now. I understand what sales copy is. I understand what video sales letters are. Those things I didn't know, but you have to continually stack talent on top of each other. So I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was just this awesome thing that I learned from Alex Hermosi. I'm constantly learning from people that are greater than me, that have more money than me. Sometimes you can't be with them face to face, right? Well, shit. Find a way to be around them. Whether it's purchasing a course, whether it is buying a book. You know what I mean? Like you should always be one up in your game. You should never stop learning. Like my son, it's funny. My son was like, man, Daddy, I can't wait till I'm done with school. And he's only 8 years old, right? He's only 8 years old. And he's like, Daddy, I can't wait till I'm done with school. I said, son, you should, just because you're done with school doesn't mean you should stop learning. You should be like, I believe that I am more aggressively learning new skills and talents than when I was in school, than when I was ever in school. Like they couldn't even force that stuff on me. I'm learning like 2-3 skills at a time on a continual basis, like every waking moment that I have. Like look, just to show you guys, I have the Red Bull. It is right now 11:14 p.m. I'm just getting warmed up right now. Because I'm about to go in. So keep stacking your skills. It's going to pay off so well. Pick a product, pick a channel, and start to master that. And you will see how quickly the money begins to come to you. Until then, peace, love, and happiness. I wish you guys the very best. I'll talk to you guys soon. Steady stamping and happy stamping, baby. You already know what it is.